Namaste. Welcome to Sanskriti. By the grace of Sri Rama, we are now entering Sundara Kandam, Sarga 1. Hanuman, the son of wind god, who was desirous of leaping across the 100 Yojana wide ocean which was full of fierce marine creatures, meditated on Rama, the Supreme Self, and said as follows in a mood of high elation: O monkeys, all of you look here and witness how I go through the sky like an unfailing arrow shot by Rama. I shall find the whereabouts of Sita and return to Rama after accomplishing my task. He, by uttering whose name, even once at the time of death, a jiva is able to cross the otherwise unspannable ocean of samsara and attain his divine status, that Rama's finger ring, with his name engraved, I carry with me as a token for Sita. How insignificant then is this small ocean for me? Meditating on him in my mind, I shall cross it with utmost ease. With these words, Hanuman spread his arms, stiffened his tail, straightened his neck, looked upwards, folded both his legs, and facing south, he launched himself and flew with the speed of wind. As Hanuman was cruising through the sky with great speed, the Devas, who were observing with keen interest from the sky, felt that they should test his prowess and ability. So they said amongst themselves, "This powerful monkey, equal to the wind in prowess, is speeding towards Lanka. But we doubt whether he is powerful enough to reach Lanka or not." Thinking on these lines, that host of interested Devas requested Surasa, the mother of serpents, thus: "O Surasa, you go and create some obstacle in the path of this great monkey. Test his strength and intelligence and come back soon." Being thus instructed, she proceeded soon on the mission of obstructing Hanuman's passage. She stood in front of Hanuman's path and said, "O wise one, enter into my mouth. I was very agitated and tormented with hunger, and so the Devas have offered you to me as food to appease my hungry stomach." Then Hanuman said to her, "O mother, I am going at Rama's command to find out the whereabouts of Sita. I shall come back soon from there, convey to Rama about her welfare, and then I shall come and enter into your mouth. O Surasa, I bow before you and request you to leave my path." To this, Surasa replied, "I am very hungry. You may go after entering into my mouth, otherwise I shall eat you up." Then Hanuman said, "All right, then open your mouth quickly. I shall enter into it and proceed without delay." Saying so, Hanuman stood before her, expanding his size to 1 yojana, that is around 8 miles. Seeing this huge form of Hanuman, Surasa expanded her mouth to 5 yojanas. Then Hanuman made his form double that size. Thereafter, Surasa widened her body to 20 yojanas, and Hanuman assumed a size of 30 yojanas. Finally, when Surasa had spread her mouth for 50 yojanas, Hanuman immediately reduced himself to the size of a thumb, entered her mouth, came out, and addressed her, saying, "I have now entered into your mouth and come out of it, as desired by you. Salutations to you, O mother." Hearing Hanuman's words, Surasa said, "O the best among the wise and intelligent ones, proceed and successfully accomplish the mission on which Rama has sent you. The Devas wish to know about your strength and courage, so they sent me to test your prowess. You will be able to see Sita and report to Rama about it. You can go now." With these words, Surasa went back to her heavenly abode, and Hanuman resumed his flight across the path of the sky like Garuda, the king of birds. At about this time, the ocean god said to Mount Mainaka, which had huge deposits of gold and precious gems, "The most powerful Hanuman, the son of wind god, is going for fulfilling the objectives of Sri Rama. You must go and do some service to him. I have got the name Sagara because the sons of King Sagara augmented my extent. The noble Lord Rama, son of Dasharatha, has been born in that line of King Sagara. Now this great monkey is going with the purpose of accomplishing Rama's task. You rise above the water so that Hanuman can rest on you for a while and then proceed." Saying all right, that mountain rose above the water surface. It had numerous gem-studded peaks. Mainaka assumed a human form and standing atop one of the peaks, he said to Hanuman, "O noble monkey, I am Mount Mainaka. I have been sent by the ocean for affording you some rest on your way. Descend on me, and after assuaging your hunger with the nectarine fruits growing on me and taking rest for a while on my surface, you can proceed further at your ease." When Mainaka had spoken, Hanuman replied, "How can I rest or eat anything while I am on my way to do Sri Rama's work? My foremost duty is to proceed as quickly as possible without any delay." Saying this, he just touched the peak of the mountain with his fingers in order to honor Mainaka's request and then proceeded ahead towards Lanka. He had covered but a little distance only when he was held up by a fierce demoness called Simhika, who was stationing herself amidst the waters and had the power to grip anything by catching its shadow. Being caught by her, the brave and courageous Hanuman thought, "Who or what is this obstacle that is curbing my speed? There is nothing visible here on the surface. It's very puzzling indeed." While wondering thus, he looked downwards. Thereupon, he saw the mighty and terrific form of Simhika. Immediately, he swooped down to the surface of the sea and in great anger killed that demoness with a kick of his feet. After that, Hanuman leapt and moved southwards and reached the southern shore of the ocean that was full of many fruit-bearing trees, covered everywhere with numerous flowering creepers and populated by various kinds of birds and animals. From there, he saw the city of Lanka established atop the Trikuta mountain. He found that Lanka was surrounded by several high walls, one behind the other, and separated by extensive moats. Observing it, he started worrying and pondering over ways of entering such a well-protected city. Then he finally decided that he shall enter Ravana-protected Lanka during the night by assuming a minuscule body. So he waited there, and at nightfall he started for the city. At that time, when the valorous Hanuman entered the city in a miniature form, the city of Lanka had personified itself in the form of a demoness and stood there guarding the entrance. Seeing Hanuman entering the city, she challenged him and asked, "Who are you, entering Lanka at night like a thief without caring for me, Lankini? What do you want to do here?" Saying so with eyes reddened by anger and indignation, she gave a kick to Hanuman. Ignoring her questions, Hanuman punched her with his left hand, at which she vomited a lot of blood and fell on the ground, vexed and swooning. After some time, she recovered herself and stood up, saying, "O Hanuman, you can go in. Be blessed, O sinless one. Lanka has already been conquered by you," symbolically. In times gone by, Lord Brahma had told me that during the 28th Treta Yuga of this cycle of time, the imperishable and eternal Narayana will incarnate himself as Rama, the son of Dasharatha, and his Yogamaya will embody herself as Sita in the house of Janaka. This is in consequence of my prayer to the Lord for relieving the earth of her burdens. Rama, with his wife and brother, would go to reside in the great forest of Dandaka. There, Ravana would abduct Sita, who is none other than Mahamaya. Subsequently, Rama will enter into an alliance with the monkey king Sugriva, who would depute his monkey followers to find out about the whereabouts of Sita. From among them, one monkey will come near you at night. Being challenged by you, he will strike you with his clenched fist. When you suffer injury from his blow, know for certain that the end of Ravana would be near at hand. Therefore, I deem it that you have already conquered Lanka. O noble one, you have subdued everyone and everything here. Inside the women's quarters of the royal palace of Ravana is a beautiful garden for amusement and relaxation. In it is a grove of trees called Ashokavana. In the center of that Ashokavana stands the huge Shimshapa tree. Sita, the daughter of Janaka, is confined there, securely protected by a guard of fearsome Rakshasa women. Go, have her darshan and inform Sri Rama about her as soon as possible. For long, I have been entertaining in my mind the thought of Sri Rama, which liberates one from the bond of samsara. Today, I am indeed fortunate to have association with his devotee, which is very rare. May the Lord Rama ever dwell in my heart. As soon as the son of wind god Hanuman crossed the ocean, omens began to occur. Both Sita and Ravana got pronounced quivering of the left eye and arm, while the same fluttering occurred in the right arm of Sri Rama. The first Sarga ends on this note. Let's proceed with the chanting now. Adhyatma Ramayane Sundara Kande Prathamah Sargah Shri Mahadeva Uvacha Shatayojana Vistirnam Samudram Makaralayam Nilanghayishurananda Sandoho Marutatmajah Dhyatva Ramam Paratmanam Idam Vachanam Abravit Pashyantu Vanarah Sarve Gachantam Mam Vihayasa Amogham Rama Nirmuktam Mahabanamivakhilaha Pashyam Yadyaiva Ramasya Patnim Janakanandini Kritarthoham Punah Pashyami Raghavam Pranaprayana Samaye Yasya Namassa Kritsmaran Narastirtva Bhavam Bodhim Aparam Yati Tatpadam Kim Punastasya Dutoham Tadanganguli Mudrikah Tameva Hridaye Dhyatva Langhayam Yalpavaridhim Ityuktva Hanuman Bahu Prasarya Yatavaladhihi Rijugrivodhvadrishtihi Sanna Kunchita Padadvayah Dakshinabhimukasturnam Pupluvenila Vikramah Akashatvaritam Devairvikshyamano Jagamasah Drishtva Nilasutam Deva Gachantam Vayuvegatah Parikshanartham Sattvasya Vanarasyedam Abruvan Gachatyesha Mahasatvo Vanaro Vayu Vikramah Lankam Praveshtum Shakto Va Navajani Mahebalam Evam Vicharya Nagana Mataram Surasabhidam Abravi Devata Vrindah Kautuhala Samanvitah Gachatvam Vanarendrasya Kinchid Vignam Samachara Nyatva Tasya Balam Buddhim Punarehi Tvaranvita Ityukta Sayayau Shigram Hanumad Vigna Karanat Avritya Margam Puratah Stitva Vanaram Abravit Yehi Me Vadanam Shigram Pravishasva Mahamate Devaistvam Kalpito Bhakshyah Kshudha Sampiditatmanah Tamaha Hanuman Mataraham Ramasya Shasanat Gacchami Janakim Drashtum Punaragamya Satvarah Ramaya Kushalam Tasyaha Kathayatva Tvadananam Nivekshe Dehi Me Margam Surasayai Namostute Ityukta Punarevaha Surasa Kshuditaspyaham Pravishya Gacchame Vaktram No Chetvam Bhakshayamyaham Ityukto Hanumanaha Mukham Shigram Vidaraya Pravishya Vadanam Tedya Gacchami Tvarayanvitah Ityuktva Yojanayam Adeho Bhutva Purastitah Drishtva Hanumato Rupam Surasa Panchayojanam Mukham Chakara Hanuman Dvigunam Rupamadadhat Tataschakara Surasa Yojananam Cha Vimshatim Vaktram Chakara Hanuman Strimshadyojana Sammitam Tataschakara Surasa Panchashadyojanagatam Vaktram Tada Hanumanstu Babhuvangushthasannibhah Pravishya Vadanam Tasyaha Punaretya Purasthitah प्रविष्टो निर्गतोऽहं ते वदनं देवि ते नमः। एवं वदन्तं दृष्ट्वा सा हनुमन्तम् अथाब्रवीत्, गच्छ साधय रामस्य कार्यं बुद्धिमतां वर। देवैः सम्प्रेषिताहं ते बलं जिज्ञासुभिः कपे। दृष्ट्वा सीतां पुनर्गत्वा रामं द्रक्ष्यसि गच्छ भोः। इत्युक्त्वा सा ययौ देवलोकं वायुसुतः पुनः। जगाम वायुमार्गेण गरुत्मानिव पक्षिराट्। समुद्रोऽप्याह मैनाकं मणिकाञ्चनपर्वतं। गच्छत्येष महासत्त्वो हनुमान् मारुतात्मजः। रामस्य कार्यसिद्ध्यर्थं तस्य त्वं सचिवो भव। सगरैर्वर्धितो यस्मात् पुराहं सागरो भवम्। तस्यान्वये बभूवासौ रामो दाशरथिः प्रभुः। तस्य कार्यार्थसिद्ध्यर्थं गच्छत्येष महाकपिः। त्वम् उत्तिष्ठ जलातूर्णं त्वयि विश्रम्य गच्छतु। सतथेति प्रादुरभो जलमध्यान्महोन्नतः। नानामणिमयैः शृङ्गैस्तस्योपरि नराकृतिः। प्राहयान्तं हनुमन्तं मैनाकोऽहं महाकपे। समुद्रेण समादिष्टः त्वद्विश्रामाय मारुते। आगच्छामृतकल्पानि जग्ध्वा पक्वफलानि मे। विश्रम्यात्रक्षणं पश्चात् गमिष्यसि यथा सुखम्। एवमुक्तोऽथ तं प्राह हनुमान् मारुतात्मजः। गच्छतो रामकार्यार्थं भक्षणं मे कथं भवेत्। विश्रामो वा कथं मे स्यात् गन्तव्यं त्वरितं मया। इत्युक्त्वा स्पृष्टशिखरः कराग्रेण ययौ कपिः। किञ्चिद्दूरं गतस्यास्य छायां छायाग्रहो गृहीत्। सिंहिका नाम सा घोरा जलमध्ये स्थिता सदा। आकाशगामिनां छायामाक्रम्याकृष्य भक्षयेत्। तया गृहीतो हनुमान्श्चिन्तयामास वीर्यवान्। केनेदं मे कृतं वेगरोधनं विघ्नकारिणा। दृश्यते नैव कोऽप्यत्र विस्मयो मे प्रजायते। एवं विचिन्त्य हनुमान् अधो दृष्टिं प्रसारयत्। तत्र दृष्ट्वा महाकायां सिंहिकां घोररूपिणीं। पपात सलिले तूर्णं पद्भ्यामेवाहनदृशा। पुनरुत्प्लुत्य हनुमान् दक्षिणाभिमुखो ययौ। ततो दक्षिणमासाद्य कूलं नानाफलद्रुमम्। नानापक्षिमृगाकीर्णं नानापुष्पलतावृतम्। ततो ददर्शनगरं त्रिकूटाचलमूर्धनि। प्राकारैर्बहुभिर्युक्तं परिखाभिश्च सर्वतः। प्रवेक्ष्यामि कथं लङ्कामिति चिन्तापरोऽभवत्। रात्रौ वेक्ष्यामि सूक्ष्मोऽहं लङ्कां रावणपालिताम्। एवं विचिन्त्य तत्रैव स्थित्वा लङ्कां जगामसः। धृत्वा सूक्ष्मं वपुर्द्वारं प्रविवेश प्रतापवान्। तत्र लङ्कापुरी साक्षात् राक्षसी वेषधारिणी। प्रविशन्तं हनुमन्तं दृष्ट्वा लङ्का व्यतर्जयत्। कस्त्वं वानररूपेण मामनादृत्य लङ्किनीं। प्रविश्य चोरवद्रात्रौ किं भवान् कर्तुमिच्छति। इत्युक्त्वा रोषतां राक्षी पादेनाभिजघानतम्। हनुमानपि तां वाममुष्टिनावज्ञयाहनत्। तदैव पतिता भूमौ रक्तमुद्वमति भृशम्। उत्थाय प्राह सा लङ्का हनुमन्तं महाबलम्। हनुमान् गच्छ भद्रन्ते जिता लङ्का त्वया नघ। पुराहं ब्रह्मणा प्रोक्ता ह्यष्टाविंशतिपर्यये। त्रेतायुगे दाशरथी रामो नारायणो व्ययः। जनिष्यते योगमाया सीता जनकवेश्मनि। भूभारहरणार्थाय प्रार्थितोऽयं मया क्वचित् स भार्यो राघवो भ्रात्रा गमिष्यति महावनं तत्र सीता महामायां रावणोपहरिष्यति पश्चाद्रामेण साचिव्यं सुग्रीवस्य भविष्यति सुग्रीवो जानकीं द्रष्टुं वानरान् प्रेषयिष्यति तत्रैको वानरो रात्रावागमिष्यति तेन्तिकम् त्वया च भर्त्सितः सोऽपि त्वां हनिष्यति मुष्टिना तेनाहता त्वं व्यथिता भविष्यसि यदा नघे तदैव रावणस्यान्तो भविष्यति न संशयः तस्मात् त्वया जिता लङ्का जितं सर्वं त्वया नघ रावणान्तःपुरवरे क्रीडाकाननमुत्तमं तन्मध्ये शोकवनिका दिव्यपादपसङ्कुला अस्ति तस्यां महावृक्षः शिंशपा नाम मध्यगः तत्रास्ते जानकी घोरराक्षसीभिः सुरक्षिता दृष्ट्वैव गच्छ त्वरितं राघवाय निवेदय धन्याहमप्यद्य चिराय राघव स्मृतिं मासीद्भवपाशमोचिनी तद्भक्तसङ्गोऽप्यति दुर्लभो मम प्रसीदतां दाशरथिः सदा हृदि उल्लङ्घितेऽब्धौ पवनात्मजेन धरासुतायाश्च दशाननस्य पुस्फोरवामाक्षि भुजश्च तीव्रं रामस्य दक्षाङ्गमतीन्द्रियस्य इति श्रीमध्यात्मरामायणे उमामहेश्वरसंवादे सुन्दरकाण्डे प्रथमः सर्गः।